Hey, Maria here from C2Solve. Now I'm going to show you how to edit the timeline in your map so that you can show how long each activity takes and how long the overall process takes. So it's easy. You just go up to the timeline and you hit Edit Timeline Properties. There are 4 different timeline properties that you can select. Simple mode, you can just say what's the label for the leftmost label. We currently have start, and then what's the rightmost label. We currently have end. And so if I wanted to change this and just say A to B, save changes, now it changed from A to B. I can also click units mode. Here I can select what label I want to have, for example, hours, days, weeks, months, years, and how many grid boxes I want to have between each unit. I'm going to select hours and I'm going to have 6 grid boxes and hit save changes, and it changes this to hours with 6 grid boxes between each hour. I can also use calendar mode. Here I can start on a specific date and time. I can default it to a time zone. So do I want it to show the browser's time zone or a different time zone? This is important when you start working on global processes across geographies. You can choose the starting point of the map. So we have Monday at 9 a.m. as the start point. And then how long is this workday that this map is going to happen in? And then what time interval do I want? So I can just say 15-minute time interval going from 9 to 5, save changes. And now we start Monday at 9, and then each interval is a 15-minute interval. Again, if I move this, the timeline just expands. And then finally, the newest custom mode timeline is if you wanted to do some custom selections. So maybe I have a timeline where like parts of the timeline takes days, but then other parts takes minutes. And I want to be able to show that. You can create these kind of chunks in the timeline to show that. So for this process, I have a couple of phases or sections, a planning section, a prepping section, a section of cooking, and an eating. And now I have this planning phase, prepping phase, cooking phase, and eating phase. Let's go back to the calendar mode timeline. This is really useful too if you want to show how long it takes to do certain things. So if I know that planning the dinner is going to take an hour, I can drag this out to show that it goes from 9 to 10. But then all of the other things need to happen after it because I have handoffs. So this is how you can now adjust the length of each activity and easily see it on the timeline. Again, here, like I have a big gap here. So if someone said, hey, it's taking us too long to plan, to get from planning all the way until the stuff is in the fridge and we need to shorten it, I can easily see that we have a huge gap here where we're just waiting and like we're not doing anything. So let's find out what's going on with this gap and maybe we can just shift everything left. So it's just a really nice visual way to see, and I'm just actually going to, I'm not going to show this clutters it, so I'm not going to show that, but it's very nice. It's a very nice way to see where there's opportunity to kind of cut the time of a process.